All right. Today I will be explaining the extent of the SOS 2.0 project, what we have accomplished, and what we will be continuing to work on. Um, Originally, the SOS 2.0 project was just to expand on a dashboard application that detects cracks in a video feed and uses a machine learning model comparing it to images it has been told are cracks, so that can detect edges and points of failure. Um, this uh, this application, we are not changing anything about the detection. It is already functional. It has been worked on by 2 years of previous students. However, we were tasked with updating the dashboard itself so that when a crack is detected, it will save an image of the video feed, just a snapshot, and it will name that image with the timestamp of when the crack was detected. We were tasked with creating some way for a user on a mobile tablet to be able to access the program, which ended up being, rather than originally we thought we would need a Android app. However, we did not need one. The libraries used by the previous students to create the dashboard add the ability to host the dashboard online the same way you would host a website. And so, upon adding that, we added code to grab the IP of whatever is hosting the dashboard, so that the user doesn't have to do any extra work. It'll just give you your IP that you need to click on. And we realized that if you forward this port, you're basically hosting your dashboard on the wide web, so all of your information is just out there. So we discussed with the client and decided that we would need to add authentication so that only verified users can get into the system. And so we looked into it, and the dashboard app allows us to add authentication. However, their example saved the usernames and passwords in plain text inside the source code. And so we took it upon ourselves to make it so that it reads it from a file, which will be converted into binary so that it doesn't have any plain text. They are obfuscated in some manner, just to keep it a little bit more safe. Um, we also added the code for the snapshot. Basically, it detects if there are 1,000 or more key points. The program can only see up to 1,500 points. So 1,000 seemed like a good way to not flood the output folder with a million photos in a couple of seconds. Um, just to make absolutely sure that there is a crack forming that needs to be addressed. And so we got that working. It uses the current date in order to make the title a timestamp, and then puts it in into a folder, which we plan on having hosted through some manner of just some manner of backup. So I know OneDrive allows you to make a folder auto backup to a server on a computer, so that may be a line we go down, but that hasn't happened yet. That's just been discussed amongst the group. And I can show a demonstration of the snapshot feature working. Currently, I have my webcam hooked up to it. It is just facing the wall right now, and I can bring up a the folder that they will be put into. I can show the camera is moving around it, and I can show when it sees the computer. You'll notice that it sees an edge, and the machine learning program really relies on edge detection. But you can see there's not enough points for it to really consider this to be a crack, so it's not saving anything. However, when I bring this in, and I'll do it on my other monitor so you can see it being populated, I can come over here and show the crack, and we should see images being saved. And you can see the multitudes of points that are being shown. And so once that crack is shown, they will populate this with images of the crack, and they should end up being backed up, and you'll be able to view them from anywhere. But we intend to add a file browser so you can see them, and it'll show them in the archive data section as well. And if I can hide this browser and pull up Chrome, because that browser saved my password and username, and I grab this link, I can show it's asking me to sign in, and I set a temporary one just for demonstration purposes. And so that is one set of username and password, and that brings me into the same dashboard as the other browser. And so you can see multiple browsers can access it at the same time, multiple devices can access it. It's basically a hosted website. If I go into a new tab and go again, oh, I might have to close. If I go in again, it's going to ask me again. And you can see I have it printing them out. Example and multiple should be enough. So if I use example and multiple as the password, it'll let me in. And so that way you can have multiple different users without the same username and password. I also created a small program in this. Where are you? User creation.py. So this is just a small program. It asks you what you want the username to be, what you want the password to be, and it drops it into our users.txt, which is just going to be a list. This will be converted into a different file type so that it's not plain text stored on the server. And that should be all that I have to show right now. Yeah, that should be it. Have a good day.